Alright, hello everybody, this is Pitejo from Veil of the Ages, and today in this video we're going to talk about who survived after the elimination phase in the Meta Triangular League for Essence of War that we've been playing in the last weeks. Now, as you remember, we had three groups based on where the players came from. First group, first division was the one from England, with Remy77 playing with the Dwarven Olds, Hyper G playing with the Beast Thirds, and Lucky Sixes playing with the Highborn Elves. So let's see who got passage to the second phase. As you remember, we have this 9 starting point. Then you add and subtract points based on how many of your units were in the victory zone and how many of the enemy units were in the victory zone. And then this means that there were 2 matches. After the first match, all of these icons become grey, and after the second match, they become black to indicate that all games have been played. First game was Hyper G versus Remy. It was 2-1 in favor of the Dwarven Olds. So Remy got a lead, but then in the second game against Lucky Sixes, he lost 0-3. And so at that point, it was practically impossible for Hyper G, even by scoring 3 points, it would have still have been doable. But in the end, it was a 3-1 in favor of Lucky Sixes, and so the Group England ends with the Highborn Elves being sent to the finals. That's why you still see them here on the graph. In the American group, we had RH World Building playing with the Sorin Ancients, That Music Writer playing with Makar, and Kelvin playing with Kingdom of Aquitaine. In game 1, RH World Building scored a 3-0 victory against That Music Writer. And in game 2, that was a 2-1 victory for RH World Building against Kelvin, but there was a penalty for a slow play. So that's why you see that RH World Building doesn't get essentially any point. You see, from game 1 to game 2, even if he won, no point because it got taken back by the time penalty. In the last game of the group, Kelvin played a beautiful cavalry, the game where cavalry behaved exactly like it was supposed to work against That Music Writer, and so in the end it's a 3-0, but still, given the previous match, RH World Building passes with his Sorin Ancient. Like literally, he was playing with the Sorin Ancient that he drew in Tabletop Simulator. Passes to the finals. Now, the last division was the one for Germany. We had Theocrit playing with the Inferno Dwarves, then Lich King playing with the Vampire Covenant, and then Nautilus that stepped in at the last moment, subbing for the Empire of Sonstal, which wasn't his, let's say, his faction by choice. Now, in game 1, we had Lich King versus Theocrit. It was a 3-1 in favor of Theocrit, and with a penalty for slow play. Then in game 2, there was another penalty for slow play from... seems like there's a pattern. Games with Theocrit tends to last a bit longer. Might be all the table flipping that makes the game last longer. But it was a 2-2, so it was a draw. So essentially, as you can see here, game being played means that both players lose points essentially, because it's a draw with a slow play. And so at this point, it was a race against Theocrit. In the last game, Lich King manages to score this 3-0 perfect game, perfect score, and so manages to get points exactly as Lich King, and so we have a tie, and now we have to break this tie. And how do we do that? Well, we had extensive bylines about how to break these ties, and the first one is that you check whether there's a direct winner in the matchup between the tie, and this would put the scales in favor of Theocrit. But as we said, what a 2 double slow play penalties, so that made us think like, maybe, still same amount of points. No, in reality, the bylines are very clear. Direct winner will be the one that goes through. But since there were some scheduling issues for the finals phase for Theocrit, that was going to be submerged with real life stuff in the in the following weeks. Then in the end, with Theocrit's approval, we decided to let Lich King continue in the following phase. And so in the end, here you have it. These are the factions that will be the factions and the players that will be included in the finals. PTG Lucky Sixes with Highborn Elves for England, RH for building with Sorin Ancient from the United States division, and for Germany, Lich King playing with the Vampire Covenant. Here you have them in a breakdown with the points. Special mention to Kelbermore, who didn't go into the finals even if he had more points, just got the wrong group essentially. Of course, Theocrit because of the tie and the proper way of breaking the tie. But in any case, a massive thank you to everybody who contributed to make this elimination phase so exciting. I really loved the granularity of the results. You can see that apart from this one draw, every player has a different amount of points, so there wasn't a clear top and bottom. Everything was very granular, very nice. So we had a lot of fun. See you in the next weeks for the results and the butt reps from the finals phase. Bye.